like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. We'd consider it a personal favor. And if you could just do one more thing, have your friends.
There's more?
Yeah, just have them like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. And
yeah, you're demanding.
I know. But remember, stupidity loves company.
That's true.
We want you to point and laugh with us, not at us. Although occasionally you're not going to be able to resist.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
I mean, really, honestly, sometimes we leave them no option. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents probably rarely have a really dull day. But betwixt and between February 19th and the 25th, officers in Philadelphia. By the way, does Philadelphia have the classic small city syndrome? They're angry at everything. Their fans are angry.
But it isn't that small.
Well, yeah, but they're not New York.
Well, it's true. That's true.
Dude, you got the Liberty Bell. Come on. I mean, if you want history, you go to Philadelphia.
Right.
You want social diseases? New York is your place. Where was I? Officers in Philadelphia. Well, there go our 3 listeners in New York. Officers in Philadelphia came across some particularly skin-crawling cargo. So we're in the Philly customs, right?
Yes.
They came across 300 leeches from Bulgaria.
Bulgarian leeches. Them's the worst kind.
No, the worst part is NBC New York covered it, not NBC Philadelphia. Duh.
What the heck?
I don't know. The medicinal leeches, because each one had a little stamp on them, medicinal use only.
Here, take 2 of these with a glass of water. Drink 8 full ounces. Don't shove them up your nose. They'll get stuck there.
How do you get them? I mean, if they latch onto that tongue, dude, they're not. You're going to have a lot of water. Where was I now? Oh, the leeches, medicinal use only, arrived in jars distributed among 6 separate air cargo shipments.
And how many of the leeches were there?
300.
Okay, so they're kind of small leeches.
They divvied them up. Leads me to believe they're not supposed to know they're coming in.
Yeah.
They were headed for Connecticut, Florida, and Illinois, but of course they'll never make it. That type of leech, the Hirudo medicinalis, really is a protected species and can't be traded internationally. Please, people, know your international law before trying to commit a crime. Instead of Connecticut.
Honey, I've been thinking about committing a crime. Well, what's the international law on that? We'll look it up.
Let us get some leeches and send them all over the place.
Let's check the electric Google machine.
They did not make they did not make it to Connecticut, Florida, or Illinois. Instead, they ended up with federal wildlife agents, who, of course, sold them to people in Connecticut, Florida, and Illinois, is my guess. Yeah.
Chicago woman, Marina Verbitsky specifically, was worried about her son missing school when she was told she'd missed her flight home from Florida. Police say the 46-year-old swore at JetBlue employees at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, where they told her she'd arrived too late to board the plane. And when she was told her checked luggage was already on the plane,
I bet she was even happier.
She said, "Oh, yeah, it contains a bomb."
Oh, not your best call.
The aircraft, which was already taxiing on the runway, was evacuated while authorities searched for explosives. No bomb was found. Verbitsky was taken to jail, and she faces 1 count of false reporting, which carries a maximum sentence of 15 years. A judge set bail at $10,000 and ordered Verbitsky to undergo a mental health evaluation. Imagine that. At some point, it's just going to be, kiddo, you're going to miss a day of school.
Sorry, it's going to happen.
This is the way.
Not our fault, dude.
Yep.
52-year-old. Was that? Tell me that was 4. 52-year-old. Seemed like 4. 50. I know it was only 2. 52-year-old Dot Grant attended the musical Bat Out of Hell with her family at the Edinburgh Playhouse in Scotland in February.
Lovely.
According to Edinburgh Live, it was a treat. It was their first theater visit since the pandemic began.
Mm-hmm.
But as Dot tapped her thigh and sang along quietly under her mask, One of the ushers.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
The old torch flash, right? When they take the flashlight and kind of.
Oh, sure.
I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, but I couldn't figure out what they were doing. As the performance wanders on, as really Bat Out of Hell does.
Yes, it does.
Yep. In the second half, a security worker motioned Dot to come to the aisle. She was then removed from the theater and told she was, quote, at a musical theater show, not a concert. Dot said I was surrounded by 8 men, which made me feel very uncomfortable and uneasy. People have been complaining about my actions of singing and dancing in my seat, that it was a distraction and off-putting for the cast. I did wave my hands a few times, but I didn't think that was wrong. The theater said, of course, the audience participation had never been encouraged.
Who cares?
Really? It's Bat Out of Hell, dude.
Yeah. This is rock and roll. Just shut up.
You're not. It's like one step away from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right.
Okay.
This is a gas.
You should have freaks showing up in costume.
Yes.
What is wrong with you, Edinburgh?
I went and saw Alice Cooper live just a week or two ago. Fantastic time.
Is he still alive? Theater.
Yeah, barely.
Well, he must be. He was doing that commercial with Baker Mayfield with the boots.
No, don't think. You sure? No.
You sure they're not yours?
A Canadian who lives part-time in Florida didn't make it to Ontario the other day after an incident at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Wow.
Did his bags go when he didn't? Was there a play that he was going to miss?
According to the police report,
was he sitting and dancing along with the tunes?
Weigel Rosen, 74, got his feathers ruffled when he was told he'd have to pay a fee for his carry-on and walked to a different terminal to buy a Visa card to pay for it. Rosen started walking away from the Air Canada ticket counter, leaving his bag behind.
You're kidding me. Wait.
Yeah.
So he had to pay for this.
Yep. With a Visa card.
To pay for it, he would have to go buy a Visa card somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he starts walking away from the ticket counter, leaving his bag behind. A worker tells him, got to take the bag with you, which is when the ruffled feather Canadian announced there was a bomb in it.
People.
3 terminals were evacuated. 8 flights were canceled. Dozens of flights were delayed. And
I bet they were
stuck outside for 4 hours.
Yeah.
While deputies checked out the airport, only to find Rosen's bag contained. Take a wild guess. He's 74. I think he's 74.
Clothes?
Huh?
Clothes?
His CPAP machine. Now, this isn't Rosen's first brush with the law.
I don't think you can wire them to explode, but I've never tried.
Well, but they are icky. Those things get gross. In 2019, he was arrested after...
They do not. We keep them very clean.
Do you? Because I know some people's don't. And they have... I've done commercials, literally, for CPAP machines, where they talk about, making sure to keep it clean.
Dude, right now, they give you new stuff every, to change stuff out.
Oh, really?
Every couple of weeks. Yeah. That's
okay. So it's different. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this was a few years ago. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. This isn't his first
CPAP.
brush with the law.
That's where you were.
Back in 2019, he was arrested after tussling with an elderly woman over a parking spot in the Deerfield Beach retirement community where he owns a condo. This guy.
He's an agitator.
Yeah, if convicted of falsely reporting a bomb threat, he could see 15 years behind bars plus a $10,000 fine. He may also have to pay restitution for damages. He's allowed to return home while he waits for the next steps in his case. However, Judge Tabitha Blackman told him he's persona non grata at the Fort Lauderdale airport. To get back to Canada, he'll have to go through Miami, West Palm Beach, or any other county.
Any other counties. Have you been to Georgia? It's a lovely state.
Have you considered County Cork?
There's an Avis nearby.
You can swim, right?
Just drive. Drive, boy.
This is true, really news. Send email to titr@netradio.network.